Hello, I'm Martin Logan and welcome to the Irish in the UK, and a very happy new year to each and every one of you, and we hope you're having a lovely time. Now on tonight's show we are going to look back over some of the most requested highlights of the year. And first up, we're off to the Lullavita restaurant in Liverpool for our launch night, which took place back in June.
Come on, everyone.
Wonderful dancing from the Bulger Cunningham School of Irish Dancing. Now I'm joined here by Shona de la Cruz, of course the owner of the Lullavita. Shona, a wonderful night here tonight.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Now tell me a little bit about the Lullavita. How long has it been open?
It'll be 3 years this month.
Right, okay. And how has it been going for you?
It's been very good, yeah. We're getting busier and busier.
Yeah, well, you're certainly busy tonight.
Yeah, very busy.
Now tell me a little bit about the food that you serve here, because we've seen it been served all night long here and we're really hungry now. So we want to know what's the dishes you serve?
We serve pasta, pizza, steaks, we do a roast dinner on a Sunday as well.
Now it's a family-run restaurant, isn't it? So customer care means an awful lot to you.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Now listen, tell me about a few of the famous people that's dined here with you.
We have quite a lot of footballers come in, singers. We have Nathan Carter's family and Jake singing as well.
Yeah, and of course they're great supporters of you here with the Lullavita.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a great bit of music here tonight, good singing, dancing on the floor here and everything. Is this something now we're going to introduce here at the Lullavita and we're going to have more entertainment?
Yeah, we have a singer on every other month and Jake sings here quite often as well.
All right, okay. Great stuff. Well, look, you've been working really hard looking after everybody tonight as well, so well done to you, Sean.
Stop to talk on the front side. I ask a friend, oh, what's a fella to do if her hair is black and her eyes are blue? Well, I took her hand and I gave her to world. Oh, well, I lost my heart to this calling girl.
A big thank you to Damien Brickland and all his family for the wonderful hospitality at the Lullavita. Now, May time was a very sad time for us all here in Manchester with the bombing of the MEN Arena. But it was great to see our Minister for the Diaspora, Mr. Joe McHugh, visit the city and sign the Book of Condolence and pay his respects on behalf of the Irish community. Minister, it's great to see you here in Manchester. Of course, a very, very sad time for Manchester people.
Yeah, it's a sombre time. I had the chance to meet with the Mayor today and had a good chat with him. Met with a couple of the councillors as well and had a good chat with John Flanagan. And it's, you know, the embodiment of resilience is happening right here in Manchester, where people have come together against terrorism. They're united in grief, but they're also united in their attitude to combat this, and it's an admirable thing. And I'm absolutely honoured to be here on behalf of the Irish government to pay our respects and our condolences at this very difficult time.
Yeah, and we saw you signing the Book of Condolence earlier on at the Town Hall. And of course, that's very important for our Irish community here in England to see our ministers coming along and paying their respects?
Well, it is, and I know it's symbolic, but symbolism is important, and it symbolises the relationship. And you know, we've some upwards of 700,000 people who claim to be claim either born on the island of Ireland or claim to be of Irish descent, and that's very important. That population to the Irish government. We have it embedded in our constitution that the Irish abroad is part of our responsibility as a government, and will continue to do that. So the Irish have a long history globally in terms of our own emigration, and I think John Flanagan articulated that quite well when he was talking about our own difficulties in the early years in Britain, and how we've come to be part of Britain, the building of Britain, and we're so lucky and fortunate that that relationship was so strong. The Queen came to Ireland in 2011, and that reflected a whole new chapter in British-Irish relations. President Higgins was here in 2014, and that was another opportunity to reach out to communities, first ever state visit, and that the relationship's embedded in a very, very strong history of cooperation, and I certainly, as a member of this government, will continue to pursue ways of growing that.
What a tragic event that affected so many lives. Now, on a brighter note, last August we went down to London to the Ballroom of Romance, a Monday night full of dancing from 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock, arranged by Michael Troy, better known in London as McGinty.
He was a man and a friend always.
Michael, how long have you been in London?
Well, actually, I came to England in 1969, and I went into construction business, and then I actually moved to Surrey. I live in Surrey in Weybridge, but then I got a band together and called it McGinty and his Diddy Men, and I've been on the scene ever since. And that, you know, I just went from there, you know. The Ballroom of Romance, Seamus Moore, the JCB man, he had a big pub up in Bundoak, and he had Monday night social dancing there, and he stopped it all. And I just thought, well, just for a bit of fun, I'll start it. That's over a year ago, and obviously it's kicked off, you know. I'm getting an average of 160 to 180 people here in the winter, and the summer is, you know, is doing very well as well. And I'm enjoying it. I love it, you know. Yeah.
And it's great to see so many people here on a Monday night, and the floor is absolutely jam-packed with people dancing.
That's right. I mean, I play in the pubs on Saturday night myself, and I can only get 50 or 60 people in the pub. But you come here, and you come from everywhere. Essex, Surrey, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's great, you know. I love doing it, you know.
Met a man called Maya. His father came from Hollymount, his mother from Auckland. He says he makes a packet on some old building racket, but to come back home to Ireland has always been his dream. But when it comes to sport,
now I've been joined by a great Cavan man, Hughie McGovern. Now, Hughie, tell me a little bit about your time here in London.
Well, I came here from Dungannon in September 1965. So this September I'll be 52 years in London, and I don't regret one bit of it. And London has been very good to us, and we met some great people, including this man standing beside me here, and lots of other people, and we had some fantastic times going to all the Irish venues. This reminded me of the Gresham on a Monday night. We used to be a great night in the Gresham. But of course, the one was the most important, and we lost it, was the Galtymore. So then Conway's came along, and unfortunately Conway's is gone, and the McGinty, or Michael Troy, he took up the challenge and started this on a Monday night, and people said, oh, Monday night, so nobody will come on a Monday night. Well, you see what it was like tonight. It's fantastic.
never grow old, never grow in a land where we'll never...
Now, Sean, tell me a bit about your time here in London.
Well, I've been here about 37 years and I live in Greenford, Middlesex, and I know Hughie a long time. We go back about 20 years, 25 years, and there's a lot of things to be said about London. It's a great place for work. All the people here, a lot of lads came over when the recession was in Ireland, and only for London, I think, the struggle in Ireland. And the thing is about Mayo, I come from Mayo, Crossmagna. A lot of lads with Knock Airport there, it's a great job. All the west of Ireland, all the people can fly over and back, commute all the time, no hassle.
Did you enjoy the night here tonight?
Yeah, tonight here was good, tonight. For a Monday night, you wouldn't get it anywhere, would you? A good crowd, TR Dallas, flat out. Yeah, very good. I enjoyed it. And I wouldn't have been here only for Hughie rang me and said that you were coming down from Manchester to have a talk to us, so I said I'd come down and see, especially a woman from Mayo. I said I'd come and see her.
When my work here is done and my life's crown is worn.
They all love dancing in London, and what a great, great night it was. So keep it all up, and we'll see you during 2018. Now, we're going to take a very short break, and while you're away, I'm going to have a mooch around to see if I can get a cup of tea and a few mince pies. Well, at least I got a cup of tea and a lovely mince pie. Welcome back to the Irish in the UK. Now, don't forget, if you've got a story to tell us, or if you'd like us to promote your business, contact us now. The details are on the screen. Now, back in September, James Keegan was in Manchester with his fabulous dance called the Titanic Dance. And what a performance!
Always glad to come to Manchester, whether it's Lord of the Dance or Titanic Dance as it is this time, and I think there's more excitement because it's our own show, it's something new and something people haven't seen before. We opened in Belfast 2 weeks ago and we did a run there, then we went down to Dublin and we were in Glasgow last night and then just came up here today, so it's been standing ovation so far and great response, so should be rocking in here tonight.
It's full of emotional, heartbreak and, high energy as well. It tells a love story throughout the performance, and yeah, it gets people gripped. We've had people crying and really emotional in the show before, so it's a real emotional journey for everyone. A lot of people worldwide are mad about the Irish dancing and the music, but then when you tie it in with the story of the Titanic, it's different and people really enjoy it. It has so many different elements in the show of high energy and emotion, so it connects with a lot of people.
Of course, James, you're dancing here in front of your own crowd in Manchester tonight. You'll have great, great support. All your family will be here as well.
Yeah, all the family, friends, everyone I've ever met, I think, is coming tonight. I think we're going to have, it's going to be packed to the rafters, I think. And that's thanks to, as I said, you guys for always supporting us, Tony Hennigan, my sister, I've got the whole dance school coming, Roskell, John Breheny, big thanks to him for sponsoring us. Yeah, so I hope we've not left anyone out, but everyone's going to be in and we just hope we put on a great show for them.
Well, I've been practicing my steps, and hopefully next year when James comes to Manchester, I'll be able to take the stage with him. Now, Maureen McCormack caught everybody's imagination with her innocent story about when she first left Ireland 60 years ago. Of course, you've been heavily involved here with St Michael's for a long, long time. You've lived in Manchester for a long time. You're a great Mayo lady. But tell me about when you first left home.
When I first left home in 1964, the 4th of August 1964, I had just done my intercert, or GCSEs as they call them in England. My mother walked me out to the bus, which was out at the end of the road. Now, the bus only came once a week. If you missed the bus, you had to wait till the next week. And it only came on a Wednesday. So I know the 4th of August was a Wednesday. So she said to me, this is the advice she gave me as a 16-year-old leaving home, coming to another country. She said, now you're going to a foreign country. Don't bring any shame and disgrace on this house. I really didn't know what she was talking about. Go to Mass every Sunday. Don't speak to any of them English people over there because they're all pagans. And if you want to know anything, ask a policeman. So I got all the way to Dublin. So got onto the boat. It was the cattle boat. It took 9 hours to come from Dublin to Liverpool. And it was the cattle boat. So they let the cattle off before they let us off. So I got off anyway, and there was a bus to meet us, and it took us right into Lime Street Station in Liverpool. And the first train that came along was for Manchester. So I got on it. Didn't know where I was going, didn't know a soul. So I got off at Central Station, which is now the GMEX Centre. And I was with my case, and I was just wandering around thinking, where am I going to go or what am I going to do? And the next thing, the station master, who was a lovely, lovely man, came over to me. And he said to me, have you just got off that boat train? So I said, yes. He said, are you meeting somebody, or is somebody meeting you, or do you know where to go? So I said, no, I don't know anybody. I've just come from the west of Ireland, Mayo. So he said, right, come on over here, he said. And there was a massive big notice board with all rooms to let and things like that on it. So he said, let's have a look at this. So I looked down this board and he said, oh, Edie, look, he said, this is Mrs. McGillan. He said, she's looking for a lodger. She sounds Irish. So he said, if you wait for me, I'm finished in 10 minutes' time and I'll take you to the bus stop. I said, oh, that'd be great. So I did wait for him. He took me to the bus stop in Owlblood Square and told the bus driver, he said, let this lady off, let this young girl off at the Shakespeare on Stockport Road and make sure she crosses the road. Now, he said to me, be careful crossing that road. It's a very big road. And, of course, I'd never seen traffic lights or anything. I didn't know what to do. So I gets off anyway, and the bus driver waits till I cross the road, and he said to me, now take the first right and then the first left, and that's Lee Grove, and go to number 22, which I did. And it was an Irish woman that opened the door, and her name was Mrs. McGillan, and she was from Limerick. So I was fine then. She got me a job, my first job in Woolworths, on the sweet counter. And then about 4 months afterwards, I still stayed with Mrs. McGillan, and I come home this day, and this baby was in a cot. And I said to her, where have you got that baby from? She said, well, from the usual place. So I said, but you don't grow any cabbages here. So she said, what do you mean? I said, well, when my brother was born, one of the neighbours come in and said, look what I found under the heads of cabbages. I said, you don't grow cabbages here, so where have you got this baby from? So she said, I think I need to have a word with you. And she told me. Well, I was completely disgusted. Absolutely disgusted.
A great story from Maureen, but I think I'm going to have to sit you down one day and have a quiet little chat with you. Now, during the year, we've travelled the length and breadth of this country promoting Irish song and dance. And it's great to see so many young people involved in dancing, singing and traditional music. Take a look at this from the Fleadh in Leeds earlier on in the year. Give me a little idea of what's happening here today.
Okay, Martin, so this is the Northern Region Fleadh. So this is one of 4 Fleadhs that are going to be held throughout Britain over this month. And essentially this is the first round of qualifying for all Irish musicians, singers, storytellers, dancers. And qualifying from today takes you through to the All Britain Fleadh, which is everyone from Britain competing against each other. And then qualification from that takes you all the way to the All Ireland Fleadh, which will be in Ennis this year in August, which is the pinnacle really of Irish music in terms of competitions.
Well done to them all in Leeds for their fantastic contribution. Now, 2017 was a special year for all Galway people because the Liam McCarthy Cup arrived in Galway. Well, what a night it was when it arrived here in Manchester. Eamon, what a great night for the Galway Association here in Manchester.
Yes, it was a fantastic night, and especially Noel Burke brought the Liam McCarthy Cup, and we had a great night. Everybody had a great night, lifting it up and taking pictures. It was fantastic. And I'd like to congratulate the Galway team on winning it for us and giving us a great boost to all the exiles overseas and to us, especially the Galway Association here in Manchester. And we're delighted to have it here, and it was a great turnout. And thanks very much to everybody who came, and thanks to yourself and Annette for advertising it for us as well. And
well, Eamon, look, it's great for us here, whether you come from Galway or Mayo or Tipperary, wherever. If the Liam McCarthy or Sam Maguire comes to town, it's great to be there on that night.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Everybody was out on the floor, and everybody was really enjoying it. And most of them, a lot of them weren't from Galway at all, but everybody joined in and we had a great night. Yeah. Fantastic night.
Now, tell me, how is the Galway Association going these days?
The Galway Association has picked up, as you know, it went dormant for about 4 years, and Chris Connolly rang round and got a few of us together and got it started up again. And now we're picking up well, and we're getting good support, especially from yourself and Annette on the radio as well. But it's picking up, slowly, but it's picking up, and we're trying to get some young people in. You can see I've just got a young person here.
Well, you have indeed, and I'm delighted to see that you've got some young people joining the Galway Association. Anna, how are you enjoying being a part of the Galway Association?
I love it. It's from my roots as well, so from my family, and it's great just to reconnect with it.
Do you get back to Galway much, Anna?
Not as much as I'd like to. Yeah. Went last year. We had a great time.
And did you join in all this commotion when the Liam McCarthy Cup walked in the door?
I did. I love it. I love everything about it. It was great fun.
For it's there that my heart lies, it's there I must be.
I hope that Liam stays around Galway for another few years. Now, Henry McGlade is back next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with the Irish at Home and Abroad, and I'm back at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. We hope that you've really enjoyed the shows during the year, and thank you so much for your wonderful support. And from all the team here, we wish you all a very healthy and happy and holy new year. Until next time, take care.